It's day 7 with the Samsung Galaxy Note. How's it going, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and I've been carrying this bad boy for 7 full days now. So for 1 week, I've been carrying this 5.3-inch behemoth device. And I'll tell you, it hasn't gotten any smaller by any means, but I will say that I've gotten kind of used to carrying it around in the past couple of days. If you looked back at my videos, the day 1, day 4 videos, I was kind of like, this thing is a huge, big honking device. I did just say big honking on camera, but big honking device, and I'm never going to get used to it. Now, I will say it's not going to be smaller by any means, but I'm at least used to carrying around something this big. It's still a great conversation starter. I probably 15 or 20 times now people have come up to me in restaurants or in bars or wherever it is that I'm at, and they've been like, is that a tablet or is that a phone? I've been passing on the phone, and people are like, excuse me, is that a tablet or is that a phone? And I'll sit down, I kind of pull my phone away from the ear and talk to them a little bit and tell them what it is. But it's definitely a different device. It's very much a hybrid between a phone and a tablet. And obviously you knew this already, but especially you really see how much of a hybrid it is when you're carrying it out and about and in public, and people are like, wow, what is this thing? So it's a little bit different. I will say I'm still getting used to the size. I'm still getting used to, it's got a big, beautiful 5.3-inch HD display. I'm really enjoying the display. And I was actually sick on Tuesday, and for like the first time in 5 years, I missed a day of work. And so I was out Tuesday totally sick with this awful stomach bug, which I don't even want to talk about, but this 5.3-inch display was great for reading things on the internet, for doing email, for checking news stories and more, because it was a nice big display and I didn't have to pull out my laptop while I was sitting there on my couch, essentially dying from this crazy stomach bug that I had. So I could use this, and I was responding. Tuesday night rolled around, because Tuesday afternoon I wasn't touching anything, I was just out sick, but Tuesday night, Wednesday morning rolled around, and I was checking my emails and responding to everything on this device. So it really made for a great kind of computer replacement machine while I was out. So I really noticed that, really did a good job with that. It delivered, it was nice and fast, and still is nice and fast with a dual-core processor. I've noticed the camera's pretty decent as well. I've taken some pictures of, yes, my cat, and areas in Uptown Charlotte, because I do work in Uptown Charlotte. So I've been taking pictures of the buildings just to get an idea as to what the camera can do. And so I've been really impressed with the 8-megapixel shooter on the back. And one thing that I continue to be impressed with is the battery life on this bad boy. And I mentioned this a little bit in day 4, and I think I may have mentioned this in day 1 too, just coming off the review, but I've been really impressed with battery life on this bad boy. I made it, I pulled this off the charger, for example, at 7:30 this morning, and I've had some pretty heavy calls today. I've had some text messages, a lot of emails, and I've been using the web quite a bit, and I'm down to 62%, which is pretty impressive given the big display on this phone. Now, like I've said before, it packs a 2500 milliamp hour battery, and this one is not a 4G LTE device. So when the AT&T one comes out, which will have the same battery but will have a 4G LTE radio, it'll be kind of interesting to see how battery life is on that one as opposed to this one, which is HSPA Plus only, but still has that same 2500 milliamp hour battery. But still, really impressed with battery life, and it must have known that I was talking about it because it just dropped to 61%. But pretty impressed with the battery life, all across the board. Even when I was using this thing pretty heavily while I was out, and it was kind of my laptop replacement, I was getting to the end of the day and still having, 25-30% of battery life remaining. So I've had a hard time killing the battery on this with everything that I've put it through. So really impressed there, and that makes me think this will be a good device to travel with when I finish out my 30 days and I'm traveling with this device in Barcelona for Mobile World Congress. Still working on the music front. I still do miss, like I said in day 4, the iOS ecosystem, just because I had a lot invested in that. You guys have been great by mentioning some great programs, Double Twist, which I've actually used before, of course Google Music. There are some programs that work around that. My point with that with day 4 was just to say there's no real one-step solution like there is with iOS or like there is with iTunes. There's no I can't just go click, there's my music. I feel like it's just this list of things that I have to do. I have to download this and sync this and program this and plug this cable in, and that's what I'm saying. Despite working in this and doing this as a living, when I get home at the end of the day, I just want something that's easy to use. And so for me, downloading this and plugging this in and downloading this application and syncing this music and making sure this is on, and it's all well and good. I know this device can do that, but I still kind of miss that one-stop solution, or that kind of one-step solution that I felt that at least in the music department alone, iOS and iTunes had. So I'm still kind of missing that and looking for a good replacement of that, but I have gotten used to the big display. I'm pretty impressed and always have been with TouchWiz 4.0. It runs really well on this device, and I'm running several text messaging conversations, 25-30 text conversations, and I'm having no problems with lag. And overall, I've been pretty impressed. You can see, I haven't restarted this device in a couple of days. Still very speedy all across the board. So I've been pretty impressed with it. Like I said, I'm getting used to the size, so it's good to see that in day 7, I'm kind of adjusting to that and getting used to holding it up to my ear. Like I said, I was using the iPhone to pull some content off the other day, and I was like, this is a small display. I had to get some email addresses off of the old device. And I was like, man, what a small display in comparison to this 5.3-inch display on the Galaxy Note. So I'm still getting used to it, loving the internet capabilities, loving the YouTube capabilities, but this is only day 7, so we'll see where I stand in a couple of days when I report back to you with another update.